Good evening, here are tonight's top stories. A fatal accident on Nini Public Road claims the life of 24-year-old Simeon Monroe. Police investigate the brutal murder of a Venezuelan man at Quartzstone Back Dam. The suspect has been captured. A man is remanded for allegedly stealing a bicycle after borrowing money. Police are on a hunt for suspects in the fatal stabbing of a 25-year-old minor at Enterprise. A tragic boat collision on the Mazaruni River results in one fatality, with 6 rescued. An unidentified woman is found dead with a gunshot wound in East Bank Demerara. A man is found dead under an ATV in Region 8. Additionally, a truck driver is arrested with cannabis on East Bank Road. Stay tuned for the details of these stories. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more news.
Tragic boat collision on Mazaruni River results in one fatality, 6 rescued. A fatal collision between 2 boats on the Mazaruni River, Region 7, has claimed the life of Oswald Hudson Jr., known as Sadie, a 29-year-old driver from Lot 1 First Avenue, Bartica. The incident occurred on Friday, July 5, around 2350 HRS near BK Quarries Incorporated, Mazaruni River. Hudson was traveling in a boat driven by his father, along with 4 other passengers, including 2 minors. They were en route to Bartica from Edabali Landing. The other boat, captained by a 29-year-old man with 1 occupant, was heading from Bartica to Edabali. Reports indicate that the 2 boats collided head-on, causing all occupants to be thrown into the water. The boats sustained extensive damage and subsequently sank. Public-spirited individuals in the area quickly responded, using their boats to rescue 6 people from the water. The rescued individuals were taken to 3rd Avenue Beach, where further assistance was provided, and then transported to Bartica Regional Hospital. Unfortunately, Oswald Jr. was not immediately recovered and was feared drowned. His body was discovered floating near the Mazaruni prisons around 1730 HRS on Saturday. It has also been reported that there are still 2 missing persons as a result of this river mishap, and they have been identified as 43-years-old Cranston Davidson and 35-years-old Troy Joseph, who both hailed from the Agatash constituency in the township of Bartica, Essequibo River, Region 7. Hudson's body was retrieved and escorted to Bartica Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. A preliminary examination revealed a gaping wound on his forehead and left knee. His body is currently at Memorial Funeral Home. This tragic accident highlights the dangers of river travel and the critical importance of boating safety measures. The incident is under investigation as authorities seek to determine the exact cause of the collision. Police hunt for suspects in fatal stabbing of 25-year-old minor at Enterprise. Police are currently searching for 3 men accused of stabbing Travolta Mongol, a 25-year-old minor, to death on Saturday night in Enterprise, East Coast Demerara, ECD. The incident occurred at approximately 1900 hours HRS on Park Street, Enterprise. Travolta Mongol, a resident of Enterprise, was reported missing by his mother, Nalini Chand, a 61-year-old resident of Gandhi Street, Enterprise. She informed investigators that Travolta left home earlier in the afternoon and headed to a bar where he purchased a beer and sat outside. Minutes later, the suspects arrived at the bar and began playing pool. According to police, a bartender overheard Travolta arguing with one of the suspects about a motorcycle. The argument escalated, and the suspects left the bar, heading west on Park Street. Travolta followed them. Around 1900 hours HRS, witnesses near the Playland restaurant observed the suspects chasing Travolta. The chase ended in a scuffle where Travolta managed to escape and ran east through Forbes Street towards the bar. Despite his efforts to call for help, he collapsed in front of the bar from a single stab wound to his chest. A police mobile anti-crime patrol arrived at the scene and transported Travolta to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Several individuals were questioned, leading to the identification of the suspects by name. However, the suspects have not yet been apprehended. The police are urging anyone with information about the incident or the suspects to come forward to assist in the investigation. Man remanded for allegedly stealing bicycle after borrowing money. Akeem Hatton has been remanded to prison on a simple larceny charge following accusations that he stole a bicycle from a man he had borrowed $1,000 from. Hatton appeared before Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court No. 5 on Friday to answer to the charge. According to the charge, Hatton visited the victim's residence and borrowed $1,000. While the victim went inside his house, Hatton allegedly took the victim's bicycle without permission. Days later, the victim spotted Hatton with the stolen bicycle and reported the incident. Hatton made a partial payment to compensate the victim, but there remains an outstanding amount of $50,000. Hatton was subsequently arrested and appeared in court, where he pleaded not guilty to the charge. The prosecutor objected to bail, citing Hatton's pending matters of a similar nature at the same court and his status as a repeat offender. Magistrate McGusty remanded Hatton until his next court appearance on July 8. Police investigate brutal murder of Venezuelan man at Quartzstone Back Dam, suspect captured. Police on Saturday confirmed that the Venezuelan man murdered at Quartzstone Back Dam, Guyana River, Region 7, was chopped to death following a scuffle with his drinking buddies. The victim, 21-year-old Adrian Williams, was reportedly killed around 0:30 HRS on Friday. Investigators have identified the drinking buddies as Venezuelan nationals and named them as the prime suspects in their investigation. The suspects are known as Palupa and Barber. Witnesses reported that Palupa was seen armed with a cutlass attempting to chop a motionless Williams. When bystanders intervened, Palupa fled the scene. Despite police efforts, Palupa was eventually captured. It remains unclear if Guyanese police were responsible for his capture, but reports indicate that he was restrained with rope and cable ties. Witnesses claimed the suspect was attempting to dispose of Williams' body when caught, dragging it away from the scene. Preliminary police investigations revealed that around 23:30 HRS, Williams was seen consuming alcohol with the two suspects at a shop. The shop owner reported locking his shop after the men left and going to bed. Shortly thereafter, another person heard a loud noise coming from the front of the shop and saw Williams involved in a scuffle with a barber, after which onlookers separated them. Another individual residing nearby recalled hearing a loud noise around 0:30 hours. When he went outside, he saw a suspect standing over Williams with a cutlass, attempting to chop him further. Onlookers again intervened, and the suspect ran away, leaving Williams in the middle of a walkway in a pool of blood. Upon arrival, police found Williams' body on the ground, clad in short pants without footwear or a top. Several chop wounds were observed on his right chin, throat, the left side of his head, and his right shoulder. The investigation continues as police hunt for the second suspect, Barber, and gather further evidence to bring those responsible to justice. Fatal accident on Nene Public Road claims life of 24-year-old Simeon Monroe. The Guyana police force is investigating a fatal accident that occurred in the early hours of Sunday on the Nene Public Road, resulting in the death of 24-year-old Simeon Monroe of Ulverston Village, Quarantine. According to police reports, motorcar #PAB 8899 was traveling west along the southern drive lane on Nene Public Road at what was described as a normal rate of speed. The driver alleged that he saw a cream-colored cow crossing from the northern to the southern side of the road. In response, he applied the brakes and swerved to the southern side. Simultaneously, motorcycle #CL8946, traveling east on the northern drive lane at a reportedly fast rate without a safety helmet, collided with the cow. This caused the motorcyclist to lose control and crash into the right side front fender and rearview mirror of motorcar #PAB 8899. Monroe, the motorcyclist, sustained severe injuries and was picked up by public-spirited citizens in a semi-conscious condition. He was transported to the Port Morant Public Hospital in motorcar #PAB 6570. Despite receiving medical attention, Monroe succumbed to his injuries an hour later. His body is currently at Ramu's funeral home, awaiting a post-mortem examination. A breathalyzer test conducted on the driver of motorcar #PAB 8899 returned a reading of 0 micrograms. The driver is in custody and is assisting with the investigation. The police continue to urge motorists to exercise caution on the roads and to be vigilant for potential hazards. Unidentified woman found dead with gunshot wound in East Bank, Demerara. The body of an unidentified woman was discovered earlier today on the road leading to the new Diamond Development Housing Scheme, East Bank Demerara. Police suspect that the woman, who was found with a gunshot wound to her head, was murdered. According to initial reports, workers from a construction company were en route to refuel an excavator used for bridge construction in the housing scheme when they noticed the lifeless body of a female lying face down on the roadway. The deceased was dressed in a white jersey featuring a female photograph on the front, black jeans, and black pumps. A tattoo of a butterfly was noted on her right arm, and her head was found in a pool of blood. Detectives at the scene discovered a 9mm spent shell about 10 feet away from the woman's head, along with a cell phone lying next to her body. Upon examination, detectives identified a gunshot wound at the back of the woman's head. The body was transported to the Memorial Gardens funeral home, where it awaits identification and a post-mortem examination. The investigation into this apparent homicide is ongoing as police work to uncover further details about the victim and the circumstances leading to her death. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward to assist in solving this case. Truck driver arrested with cannabis on East Bank Road. On Friday, police intercepted a truck driven by 41-year-old Rees Bacchus from New Amsterdam, Burbus, leading to his arrest for drug possession. The vehicle, bearing registration number GAG 2438, was stopped in the vicinity of Baggastown Public Road, East Bank Demerara. A search of the truck revealed 9.25 kilograms of suspected cannabis concealed in a toolbox underneath the vehicle. The drugs were found in 2 shopping bags wrapped in 18 parcels. Upon being informed of the offense, Bacchus claimed that a Rastaman had given him the bags to drop off on the west side. Bacchus was arrested and taken to the station along with the confiscated drugs. Investigations are ongoing. Man found dead under ATV in Region 8. The body of Burlington Albert was discovered pinned under an ATV at around 4 a.m. on Sunday, July 7th. The apparent accident occurred on the trail between Paramacatoy and Cato in Region 8. As of now, an official report from the police has not been issued. The circumstances surrounding the incident remain unclear, and further details are awaited from the authorities.